Alright, welcome to episode 7 of Let's Play City Skylines, the city of Klatria. And today we are going to work on making some highways. Now I think the city has matured to the point where we can upgrade from this sort of makeshift solution right here and actually start to build some of these highways. Now I want to keep this a mostly organic city, so I don't want these to go too far. But I think we should at least focus on the general idea. Alright, so here we are in paint once again, and as you can see, over here is our entrance. And what we are going to do, we have 3 highways branching out from the start. Now, the eventual goal is I want this highway to come along here and enter downtown Klatria, where it becomes a pair of boulevards, basically. This one that goes up here is going to go sort of in this direction across here and eventually head up to our secondary downtown, which is going to be up there. And the third one I want to go below here, and then maybe it will go beneath the city into that direction. So that's going to be the start of things. But also, I want to point out that this area up here is actually quite full of natural resources, and we might want to connect that up for some resource extraction. So I'm planning on having another road. I'm not sure if this will be a highway all the way, but sort of loop around through all this and come down. And here's the key thing. It's going to attach to these 3 roads and come over to here where we are going to have our harbor, so we can buy and sell goods. So I think this will be our configuration, and we're going to kind of try to work with that a little bit. But before we do that, I want to do a little something else. Now, it seems like we have an intersection here which is screaming out to be turned into some sort of town. It's just been calling my name ever since I saw it. So we are going to make a town here, and hopefully it will stop snapping to the wrong thing. Aw, heck, I can snap to that thing, that's fine. And, what color are we doing here? I am thinking I want some sort of new color for this new place. So how about an extremely deep magenta? That sounds like a very weird deep purple cover band, deep magenta. I mean, I'd go see them. You would too. Actually, you probably wouldn't, but I still would. So we're going to make ourselves a nice little neighborhood here. Now, this town does probably need a train station, and the key to making train stations lining up with your roads is you want them to be 3 away. So all we're going to do, we're going to pause real quick. We're going to slap down a train station, and we're going to observe that yes, we really are right on the money here. Of course, the elevation is not quite perfect, so we are going to just do a little work with that. And sometimes I do think like, maybe we should try to have this go over. So we're just going to peacefully have this come down. And you know what? I kind of feel a little bit different about how this is going to go now. Because this cut makes less sense given what we're doing. So if we do that, we can simply have the track go like that, and that should be more or less level, see? And now we can have it go down into the cut, curve around, and there we go. And in order to add a station to the track, Well, all you have to do is drag that and drag that. And there we go. We now have a new station for our new city. Alright, and like always, let's just connect the power. And we're going to add some more streets to this town. So yeah, I think it's worthy of being sped up, so we're going to do that now. Okay, there we go. It's a nice little place. We don't have to worry too much about it for now. I just wanted to throw down a little town to get things going over here. So, throw in some nice amenities. Give the people some happy reasons to be here. Oh look, a carousel park. Why not throw that in? Yeah, once again make ourselves a box. Fill in the box. And now we'll add some zones. Commercial demand is pretty high. Let's put that first. We'll have a pretty sizable commercial district right in the center of town here. A good place for people to go shopping and what have you. So there we go. It's going to be a pretty commercial heavy town. We'll even put some here by the train station. And of course the rest will be residential. Yes, I feel like this town was just sort of meant to be here, you know? Just based on the way everything was looking in the neighborhood. And with a lot of these organic cities, that's kinda your criteria for developing an area. It's like, yes, this wants to exist, so therefore it does. We'll give it a thingy thing, and if anyone can think of a better name than Hickory Hills, please be my guest. Here's a central intersection in town. We'll keep this road the color it was, just because it existed before the town, so it's going to be a nice little throwback. So anyway, yes, we have done that. I don't think anyone is using the station. Oh, yeah, nope, someone is. So yeah, we're going to start seeing people use it, and seeing these trains stop here means that it is working. Alright, now I want to direct your attention to down here, because this area I wanted to make a some sort of commercial or some sort of industrial and port area. So we're definitely going to be having a bit of a seaport here. So in order to do that, though, I want the highway connections to be here. So we're going to start with this. And one thing I want to do is we're going to try to keep this a little bit lower than your median ground level. So you see here we can do this. And as you might imagine, this is mainly for aesthetic purposes. But we're going to dig a nice little shallow trench that runs here and up. And we're going to make sure that we enter it gently, you could say. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this not happen anymore. Sorry, guy. But I like to build highways with the speed on, just because it's more realistic that way, and it's a fun little problem-solving challenge. Of course, we are going to have to make this cut a little bit wider in order to get everything to fit in here. So we'll give it a little bit of room to have a grassy median, and also there might be support beams that might have to go through here. And yeah, getting that to behave the way you want can be a little bit tricky, but there, I think we have it here. Now, I kind of want to change the way this is oriented. First of all, we can actually reattach this now. We are going to have other ramps going on here, so it's a little bit like this might not be the final configuration of what we're going to do, but I don't mind having this connecting way here for the moment. So, as I was saying, I want to reconfigure how this whole thing goes. And building roads and highways is always fun for me. It's just something I've always done. I don't know if this is something I've told in a previous video a long time ago, but since the age of 10, I've always liked designing my own roads and highways and my own intersections and all that. I've done it on paper, and I do it in games. It's pretty fun. So, what we're going to do is first we're going to do that. Then what we're going to do is construct a wide road, just like this, that goes over. It's going to go over, and then it's going to go down. That might be too close, actually. So let's redo that. The reason I want to redo it is because when you make an intersection here, you don't want it to interfere with the road. So there we go. Whoops. And we are going to do this and that. Oopsie. Oh well. Look, people are already using it. That's pretty cool. So, what I want to do now is we are going to say, oops, nope, you can't go this way anymore. And we're going to wait until people stop using this road. And in the meantime, we are going to build some exit ramps. So we're going to build one here, one going onto the highway. This might have to, we'll momentarily do that. I think that's okay. And now we're going to get this ramp. We're going to bring it over. We're going to get a ramp and bring it up. Sometimes I like to bring that to halfway. So instead of like something dumb looking like this, you can get like half a tick and then the other half. So there we go. We already have things settled now. People are still going here. Funnily enough, it takes a while for them to process that it's gone. So I think we need to give them a little bit of help. Oops. Goodbye. Oh, you coming this way? You better turn around. Boop. Yep, turn around. Go back. There's nothing for you here. Oh, here comes more people. Oh no. Ooh. Boop. Yes, you're going away. Also, this is kind of crazy, but I don't think this will matter for very much longer. Just because we are going to have something better. And of course, I think you can see what that's going to be. Now, I like to do this. I mean, well, you'll see in a minute what I like to do, because the game is a little bit... Oops, those are the sound barrier versions, which I don't think we need right here, because we're going through a industrial region. Alright, we're going to redo this. And keep in mind, there's every reason to believe that this will not be sufficient forever. But yeah, a double turn to the left and to the right on both sides. So now people are already entering, and there is a traffic jam up here, kind of. But we're going to be worrying about that later. So I want to make this a little deeper over here. I actually want this to be as tight as possible, because space is a little bit more at a premium in this area. So we're going to have that. Oh, we went up a little bit at the end. Let's go ahead and fix that. We're going to have that, and we're going to have that. Really tight. One thing we can try to do, I don't know if this is going to work, but we can try making a median here. Oh, look at that. I think I can get it to work. Sort of. Let's unsnap. This is something I didn't plan to do. I just spontaneously had the idea. Look at that. It works out. I love it. Anyway, with something like that, we can easily just put the terrain right here. Treat this as a just as a cut, and have the road simply, well, the idea was to have the road simply go over, but we don't know if that's going to be happening today, because really I should just be able to do that. Maybe we have to be a little higher for it to actually work out. Sometimes it's worth being a little fiddly. Oh. Yeah, see? Managed it. Yeah. I like that a lot. So, we're going to make this come up to here. And we're going to try to get this worked in to our main highway. Whoopsie. Silly me. Actually, no, it's fine. Oh. And since this curve has to be a little bit tighter, it can start a little bit later. And there, ooh, I don't like that little wiggle it does. That little wiggle is not my friend. There we go. It's not perfect, but I think it works out. And I do like how it kind of just curves into there at the end. So if we turn off snapping, we can do something like that. Yeah, look at that. An OCD person might go a little crazy at that. And I might go a little crazy at that, for that matter. We're just gonna... boop. Yes, I like that a lot. So, what I'm thinking is, as we have this go in this direction, like this, we're just going to have it go this far for now. We'll make a little bit of a temporary end here. So we're just going to make a little way onto the highway from here. We're going to make a little way onto the highway from this side. And then over here, we're going to make a nice, easy way to slip on and off. I like that a lot. So it won't take long before we see people starting to actually use this. Because we have this, and we have that. So yeah, we have pretty crazy traffic here now, but I don't think that's going to last. Now, I want to make this one here, the central one, connect to here. And that's the only one I kind of want to make go all the way for now. Once again, let's dig a hole. And plot out the course. I kind of want it to bend to the north, then back down. So we are going to plot the course for this highway. And you can see that some of the areas that we've chosen are actually at the same elevation. So we might have to do some other work there. And as you can see, we have these kind of weird little cutouts here. Now, those are going to be our friend in a minute. You'll see when we make ourselves a nice little exit ramp. So let's make this a little bit deeper over here to keep the below ground fact of life a thing here. And then when we get into here, we can have it come up to the surface because it's actually going to turn into avenues a little bit before it reaches this point. So we're going to do that. It's going to be pretty cool. I think we need a little bit of help over here. And for now, I want all of these to be exits. So yeah, let's gradually work this into everything. As you can see, no one's actually going up here anymore because it's faster to go down here. So we can just eliminate this road just because we're going to be working it a lot better. And see, everyone's going up here now. It's pretty funny. Some people might actually go all the way to the end just to turn around, but I think that's a little unlikely. But yeah, this is working so far. So let us dig down here. Our central highway. And keep in mind, when I showed you that map before, we might also eventually have a highway that bypasses the city entirely, but that will be on an as-needed basis, you'll see. Alright. So we're going to dig this big old hole. And we have this road here. And we have a few options of what we can do. We can just keep it just like it is and have a exit coming off of it. Or we can build a brand new road. Something like this, we'll say. And you might be wondering, well, what does that have to do with anything? Why would that need to be there? And to that I respond, well, maybe we can build ramps here, and it's going to work out a little bit more efficiently. So we're going to temporarily take this away. Because yes, this is actually pretty historic. When they do road projects like this, it changes a lot. So let's throw in the bicycle lanes, and let's give it a color. I wonder, can we do that? Oh no, that's gonna just do it for that road. But we could do this. We can get our thing the same color. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Lol, lol, silly me. And we'll gently have this come into town. And by gently, I mean not gently at all. We'll do that. And we will blow up the world by doing this. Oops. Oopsie. Okay, here we go. Alright. So now that we've done that, we can blow up at least some of this. Oh no, run away little people. Your road's going away. Kaboom. Kapow. Oh no, run away. Poof. Oh look at, she's floating for a little bit. It's pretty funny. Alright, we're just going to get rid of that, because that's where the old road was. And now that we've done that, we can have this go peacefully under the new underpass or overpass we've created. So, yeah, we're going to drag that through. We've lost symmetry at some point. So what we're going to do to make sure that we maintain some level of symmetry is just build parallel roads and flick it the other way. There we go. So okay, first things first, let's actually get rid of the very end of this. Boop. Just like that. And now for the exit ramps. Very nice, I think. Yeah, it does start to change the feel of your city when you have things like this in. And here is a pretty simple diamond to go. And I think it will not be long until you have people starting to use these new ramps once they realize that they're there. So we can likewise do a similar thing here. Once we develop our hole, and once again we have stupid power lines in the way, so we're gonna have to make them go around. A nice little power line bridge. It's kind of like, you ever like vacuum the floor and the vacuum cord keeps getting in the way? It's like that. So we're just gonna have a pleasant little road, which we'll put to the black, and it's gonna go like that, like that. Boop, 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 boo. Rad. I could have just replaced it for all the good this is doing, but I don't know. I kind of like doing it the way I was doing it. I found it fun. Sometimes fun is the right way to do it. Boop. Alright, he's gone. So now we'll happily do that. I think we've technically lost symmetry again, but if we do that, we can kind of... It's good enough. It gets a little bit wider, but that's okay. Let's see, is anyone using this yet? Oh, he is. Okay. Yeah, I don't suspect any of these will be super busy until we really get things going. Now, of course, the rail line has to go over. So we will actually just straight up pause things. See, there's our train. We are going to pause. We're going to make that disappear. And now, going to make you curve. Going to make you curve. And before things can get too strange, you see, there are sometimes problems with these. What we're going to do, just because it's more fun, is we're going to have this. Oopsie, I did a boo-boo. I want this to be higher, not lower. I kind of want to just go straight across, which will not be possible unless things are very much the way that the game wants. Like any bridge that's too long. Let's see, is it too... Alright, in order for that to happen, it has to be right on the edge, but we can do it. I believe we can. So we gotta have this come right up to the edge. And as you can see, we're kind of deviating here because this was a slope. Oh, you see? There, we've done it. And in fact, let's just, for the sake of getting things more situated, we'll just smooth out this curve the whole way around. Now it looks very natural. Except for this. This looks stupid. But sometimes you have to sort of accept such things. I kind of want to plant trees in front of it. Don't look at me, I'm ugly. Yeah, this is one of those things that I hope that they do manage to fix away in Skylines 2. And so now, as the train approaches, it should just glide right over. Yep, there we go. Alright, now it's time for our next exit, which we can build in a similar style to the other ones. And I don't mind if they're big, because it's a, you know, still a rural area. If we need to make corrections later on, we will do so. But for now, we already have 2 exits on this highway. It seems to be working out for us. And now we're gonna do this one. So I kind of want to right angle this a little bit. I think you can understand the desire to do that. So what I want to do is do that. And we're going to curve this around. Curve that. And while nobody's looking, we are going to just do this. Boop. We are going to blow this all up. And we are going to do this. Okay. Everyone disappears for a bit. Sucks to be you if you're one of the disappeared. But what can we do? We'll have it dance and dodge around the pole. Which, of course, you might be thinking, shouldn't the pole dance and dodge around them? And to that, I respond, nah. We can make this look natural. It's not that much of a big deal. Like all these carvings that we're doing, it's just to get a basic idea of what we're doing. We are going to be sort of fixing it at the end. So we're going to have this and that. There's no roads over here for the moment. That will change in the future, of course, like this close to our capital. Like there's no way that's going to stay the same. But for now, there's no roads. So once again, we'll work on our exits. And so far this is all moving very conventionally. But don't expect it's going to be like that everywhere in the city. There are plenty of places that are going to have special conditions that's going to require some special treatments. So yeah, if you look on here, it's not much, but it is something. People are starting to use this road. And I tell you what, this episode's already going a lot longer than I expected it to. It seems to be a theme here, but we will be ending it in a moment. I just want to make sure that we do our thing. Now, you might know that we're using this here, this one-way road with I thought there was one-way road with a bike lane here. That's a shame. I was going to have a one-way road with a bike lane. But we'll use the decorative glass. The glass? I meant grass, of course. So we're slowly going to go in here. And this will cease to be an expressway as we get over here. And as for this side, it's going to slope on in. And then it's going to turn into also a highway. But I do like the idea of having a way for people to U-turn, just because it's very likely that we're not going to be allowing left turns on this road when it comes time to it. So yeah, there we go. There is our main way into the downtown from outside the city. And it's the only complete highway we were going to do. We will do more highways, but we will not do them just yet. All right. Well, I'll see you next time.